first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Nyame adoma 7 December 2024. Ghana elko akoto aba na yahwe de oba bedi anime. Now so far the two major political parties or more mine Mobia Babontin the flag bearer Ababeche, Dr. Momo Baumia Aba for the MPP, and then on 26 May this year 2023 and Papa your friend say John Mahama also a buy for the NDC until all is set Alanche Martin so back home Papa your friend say Christian Kwabena Andrews Chabosum so beba a cradon coso beba Udike so beba LPG Apalus so beba ye billboard we saw a crown the new force on those ones beba into a bed now European Union a journalist be on my boa na bibinti why write up be Emma all the online portals and any adin na peke na bibinti wa money because I don't know for security reasons or whatever. Inti benya time near go through ne article na watch na yehu enema or say with almost a year to go until the US presidential election, EU, European Union analysts and policymakers are laser focused on assessing the prospects and ramifications of another term for President Joe Biden or a second Trump administration. Right, Louis Orge. There's a journalist in the Abayfreno, Louis Orge. On a trade article we say, Yami Aduma next year, European Union as outside Europe, senior countries be about to work because a bit is say US and can Europe, but US about to a consent to European Union because US contributes so much to European Union. In the moment say Anyabia President Joe Biden benya a second term, and I said Donald Trump benya a second administration. Yes, in the manner I saw children. Now the US vote was come shortly after another tight and relatively unheralded election, but one which may yet also have a significant impact on EU countries. Ansana for bebano US beto maban Ghana bedi kan to na ban to chim ansana US about on beba kra no Ghana na say elections be koso in certain countries outside Europe. Africa countries in Beko elections, any other host of things are European, and I say European policymakers in European Union analysis no omina domination. Now about one Beko so outside Europe no nina one way or two other ebenya significant impact ebenya sun be on European countries into countries like Germany, whatever about we because of Africa. So a bit more affecting certain European countries. We are very interested in about what be happening outside Europe. Now, I say in October 2024, in December 2024, Ghana goes to the polls to elect their new president in a race predicted to be tightly contested between two very different candidates. Or Ghana so. I say Nyame December 20 Ghana for kwakotoba a new president. Na European Union ehu sa about one because say a tightly contested between Mahama and Baumia. Tightly contested. We need to from Alanche Martin factor nti any amount for mobebem na amount election here very tight. There's only 50 plus 1 echo. So the election is very tight. And two different candidates from both sides of mobile. The northern factor no even though but John Mahama two-term former president coming up with vice president, two tight elections. Now, the Ghana's ruling New Patriotic Party on November 4th elected the current vice president Mahmoud Baumia as its candidate for the 2024 December race. A technocrat and trained economist, Baumia will face John Dramani Mahama, a populist who was president from 2012 to 2017. Or Chilim say MPP abaya tisusi say out to about vice president Baumia say on name December. na Baumia a technocrat or no personal job be and okoi or a technocrat or born a bra and a way train economist and a obdiwe Bank of Ghana and be politician. Baumia ever be facing John Mama. It do John Mama, so no describe John Mama as John Mama a populist. Or no so be or minus that from 2012 to 2017. Now, you can't populist you're populist in different sort of context. Offer politics your what populist means. Offer what populist by in politics. I will say populist is a person, especially a politician, who strives to appeal to ordinary people who feel that their concerns are disregarded by established elite groups. So, populist you will be as I didn't who see was a subset or more and crofukubia or munyani my papa. So I say Nsem-Pii TV or honum yeah who say your subscribers in India more share no ebia aban bi any ye bi ekutia more subscribers na ya sorry agina say ye be fight ya mamo ye ntie ye populist just say John Mama ye no sa say Ghana for brebi every achimfo no every MPP aban to no be Ghana for every some way somehow populist yes and the na article no Louis Angie and I said Centurion Louis and Orge yes Louis Orge actually Mama ye why no populist will be or minus so from 2012 to 2017 okay. Now, maintaining stability and bolstering the economic recovery will be at the forefront of voters' mind. According to European Union report, I was about 2024, and near me, you know, a bit more determined by one. A quambles na Ghana economy no. Ye be recover. Ye be say we are free COVID-19. Na economy na be jina. A free economy be turn who free yare ni Ukraine war nim. And ye one. We no free man economy no recover we are e kwan be so na economy ni be nyini nti eno so ye ade be da Ghana for you say one COVID-19 Russia Ukraine we be da ni free aban be na eba ba o me abetima twe free Mahama betima twe free eno ye one ye free man ye nyini no hwan ni aban be na betima bo ama Ghana economy na nyini eno so Ghana for better o ma adwumi pa. Now, see, it is easy to see why these issues are so critical to voters simply by looking at what is going on in the region around Ghana. Under President Nana Addo Dankwa, Ghana has been a stable and consistent buttress against the instability and chaos that has torn through West Africa and the Sahel, or security in sense. And Nana Addo Dankwa at the time, media Ghana security in one sense, and now by one sense, and imagine a pamphlet or share. And Toko ICCC any coups ICCs or West Africa ne other part of Africa, East Africa ne South Africa so near there Ghana imagine I stable and security ones and some are very tight. Now since 2020 coups have overthrown established leaders from Sudan on the Red Sea to Guinea on the Atlantic, with Mali, Chad, Burkina Faso twice, Gabon and Niger all experiencing regime change. Ghana and Burkina share border or my coup. You share a border with Mali or Mayiku. You share a border with other host of countries. Omuna Yiku, Niger Yiku, Gabon Yiku, Burkina Yiku, Chad for Yiku, Guinea for Yiku, and Sudan for Yiku. Amayas Ghana or Mayiku Nina Ghana shall want them. But despite the Kunina Ghana security, Edasu agent and Pampe. Now, at the same time, rising Islamic extremism, often linked to criminal activity, has thrived in the power vacuums left by weakened administrations, allowing gangs to control large swaths of territory and target border settlements in more prosperous neighbors like Ghana. We you could use Boko Haram for an increment for microphobia mukukuni terrorism for so a punching Ghana yipa and a Omani northern region. Boko Haram squad biabigo na national security air fast a whole lot of things na ekoso e wo hono beni nyinamu no Ghana stay cool, Ghana is stabilized. Also, the European Union recognizes the importance of stability in Ghana, and it is evidently concerned about contagion. At the end of the last month, the EU gave Ghana over 100 armored military vehicles that had been seized from a ship off the coast of Libya, part of a 20 million support 20 million euro support package for the country's military to secure the country and stabilize the region. The security 2017 European Union Obama Ghana 100 armored military vehicles. Now Libya in so near your chase cars and a European Union saying no the Ghana Ghana stabilize my military now strong. Okay. Now the EU's concern is well placed as regional instability in West Africa has direct ramifications on the EU. After a substantial drop in the number of irregular arrivals to the EU during the pandemic, the number of boats crossing the Mediterranean laden with migrants from the North Africa is growing fast. So European Union concerned about West Africa security because the question of Burkina ni yechenye amanfo bebre fans so ediba Europe in terms European Union concerned about the security in Africa and especially West Africa. And West African, they are concerned about countries like Ghana, who is and chain. And the European Union one, you say, Ghana. Send ye a man try when she almost cool one we Ghana. So a bassa Ghana citizens will be Jania Babe count more Jania by Europe, a behaji. Now, see the data from the International Organization for Migration Displacement Tracking Matrix records over 246,000 illegal arrivals in Europe so far in 2023, with Guinea the most commonly country of origin. This compares to just under 100,000 arrivals in 2020, when Guinea was not even in top 10 countries of origin. In 2020, now per countries or Munipa call Europe, na Guinea toso 10. But this year, 2023, Guinea ababe dikan. Or the nipa amu free Guinea ako a chromo so many 20 a year 20 ne nipa 100,000 amu free Africa call Europe. But this time around November 246,000 and illegally or my fans also or my far from illegal or my borders about Europe. So European Union concerned. Now Yamra Ghana there so. So see in Ghana, the next choice of president will be very critical to preserving stability. In his previous presidency, Mahama, who was educated in Moscow, prioritized relations with Iran and other non-aligned states. Almost time Mahama be there and then Mahama and so no Iraq for near Saudi Arabia in Kremo for be fire who be brebe. Mahama there no Mahama ni Iraq. And then Kremofo no Iraq ni sankrofo no F5 yonko bebrebe enyem na make on for neka any non-aligned state a omo join European Union omo join UN ni ade Mahama no mo fan na mfo bebrebe. Okay, more recently he claimed that the Russian invasion of Ukraine had no impact on Ghana's economic state, despite the direct impact on fuel and wheat prices caused by war. Ochirema, wabla Russia call Ukraine so mo kwaji Ukraine for asanse a ewiase nyina ba abontin be condemn say ade a Putin ye enye ebema Africa economy ebema de nianse. John Mahama call Europe ekokan no Russia Ukraine ntokwa na ekoso no eye pa na enkoso nko sebi enkoso because so boni bia o Ghana economy unsensem. Meanwhile, so now be pure my na fuel a shooty from 8 cedis or per liter eco be 15 cedis na dollar shooty na aduane unsem inflation a shooty ko 50% by John Mahama kokan no Europe say Russia Ukraine war na ekoso no enya impact bia o economy ni so. Okay. He also berated Kristalina Georgieva, the director of the IMF, for saying that the main driver of the weakening economic situation was COVID-19 and the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Mahama preferred instead to politicize the issue by claiming that these global events were secondary to mismanagement by the NPP. So according to John Mahama, no, IMF boss Babontin said Ghana economy in the name. Nemo my economy ni ba from COVID-19 Russia-Ukraine conflict. O kan san se we ne mama call UK koka che ma me say ma me ne boa no twantro na MPP for na amaniska and o yesa Ghana economy na say na NPP for na say economy no nti ne Russia Ukraine war ana Mahama kokan no okay. Mahama's wayward claims were tinged with irony. According to European Union reporter, was Mahama asem okoha no okoka say no I say oba Ghana was say economy no COVID-19 akan but okwa other countries was say Ghana de ne de ankan MPP for na say ade no de odube otim ko Nigeria no okokasa was say Russia Ukraine war na affect economies in West Africa. Oba Ghana so onim say West Africa so Ghana count no so advise intena European Union reporter and say Mahama ensema no ka a wayward or left no about right a wayward or left and the boss say man Ghana force re no omo find say are grown woody. While president Mahama, his own government had been the subject of numerous allegations of corruptions, including via Airbus, which was fined a record of $3 billion by the London court after admitting that it had paid huge bribes to win contracts in several countries, including Ghana, during Mahama's administration. Airbus company ye do could not call to UK no much to say omo Airbus for mutua bribes to my country bi ansa no ma win contract no mutua bribe ma Ghana president John Mahama and omninya contract to Ghana asem no eda ho no ma Ayɛka and na EU reporter ni jim say Mahama administration no corruption nsem bebrebe be born e ma Airbus scandals are be born. After paying huge bribes to win contracts in several, including Ghana, during Mahama's administration. And Mahama, according to EU reporter, Mahama administration, we say, or can some serious economy no one. Mahama time so corruption do so ma Airbus munina bede ebe frafra a movie. His government was accused of awarding overinflated contract to Mahama's brother, while overpricing a single-source power turbine deals by $350 million. Hey, EU reporter can say, was it Mahama so tie abemu no? Ebe to just nebra Ibrahim Mahama mana contract, huge prices of contract. Na kwanya Mahama fast ye ne oye no oversourcing ti. Adwuma bi beda ho a ye be bia Ghana for companies abebe na Mahama the contract na mani nua no. Or yes, I may check a contract or demand, ye check it how a contract in Nisi Dons one. Mama Borgana ka SUT contract prices $350 million. Last one. Was it the then president also admitted to receiving a Ford vehicle as a gift from construction firm bidding for a substantial government contract? Ford no so who has no can one. So Mama J Ford if you contract a bill. Ama the entire J Ford na contractor and so the Ford no ebe cheno so dana say sa contractor near the voter region kwan man na okoye sa kwan na actually MPP aban ban ya sa kwan ni na etutu yi. Okay, this populist trick is the style of leadership that the region can ill afford. So Mahama star we ebe din say West Africa na ebit imagine na atum because we so when Iraq for 1 year if we didn't come on and corruption someone ye ne kase mu nyina also nche. Baumia by contrast is a technocrat, a trained economist and a central banker with no links to scandals. Baumia a fibie ni Baumia, unlike Mahama. His initiatives under the Akufo-Addo government, including a major push toward digitalization, have been roundly applauded. The Ghanaian economy battered as it has been both war and pandemic, is showing signs of recovery, with GDP growth beating analyst expectations and inflation beginning to retreat. Should this continue into next year, Baumia position with the electorate will be stronger. Also, right now, Baumia corruption scandal be enter no. We uniform Ghana economy double bubble right now. There's a sign of recovery. According to IMF, Ghana growth, GDP growth no. Almost expected 1.5, but it grew by 3% into a bit to almost expectation. We uniform and Ghana a start service the base inflation and net 38 point something, a drop here by 35.2%. So inflation above form. Say a cost why you say ya could be come next year. And you say got to about inflation about $1 no so about form. A basa a bema bomia a better candidate so be rene abano. What is clear is that in order to keep Ghana stable, there needs to be a consistent and coherent economic plan that boosts growth and opportunity among the increasingly young voting population. Without such a plan, the risk of instability increases with a negative impact on Ghana and the wider region that will be felt keenly on the streets of in the European Union. Or say, Obesha say, Ekuyenimo, the Obabi president Ghana Biano, which are almost permanent Kabaumiano. Ya Omain fa plan being to one ma, a beboama, a man for youth no more ban. Ya bet ma find a way, a more many Jumaye. Na omatimi a stabilize the president or no first security wins and some bear tight. Na obema or minor Ghana form, a mubeju a Ghana for na benya Jumaye. Senabia according to be brebe say as why and one kwa bruchri ya copy green pastures near dan. Eso betty na Ghana for nya hoto. Ewo mumam. Eti for rainy right up Adam online so call or such such EU foreign policy. Ghana's 2024 election, a test for EU foreign policy. Obi say and the whole as radio other portals in a report. Louis Orge, AUG, another Orge from the European Union and a trade right up here. Or no, our better on observations about Ghana elections, and our meal. Also, waiting to agent share at one, Waboy Bass, Waboy lot of things. Baumia, Mahama, how do you see the race?